Green eyes shouldn't fucking exist, full stop. Brown eyes exist because of melanin. Blue eyes exist because of the absence of melanin and the way light scatters through the iris. Green eyes exist because of fucking neither. The current scientific explanation for green eyes is that they're produced by a combination of low melanin and yellowish pigment called lipochrome. Except when you sequence the genomes of green-eyed people, the lipochrome levels are inconsistent. Some green-eyed people have high lipochrome, some have barely any. The colour appears regardless. Green eyes are the rarest eye colour on fucking Earth, approximately 2% of the global population. And unlike blue eyes, which are common across certain populations, green eyes appear in small pockets scattered randomly across the planet with no coherent geographic logic. They appear in Iceland, they appear in certain Pashtun communities in Afghanistan, they appear in isolated pockets of the Brazilian interior, in parts of Siberia, in specific Hungarian river valley communities, in scattered individuals across sub-Saharan Africa. No fucking consistent ancestry, no consistent fucking migration pattern, no genetic bottleneck that would explain this. They just appear randomly in 2% of humans. Everywhere. The gene locus responsible is called OCA2. It's also the gene that most significantly associated with depression, specifically anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure. Green-eyed people have significantly elevated rates of clinical depression, not just slightly elevated. A 2014 meta-analysis of 22 studies put the correlation at 1.9 the population average. The same gene, the same colour, same depression, same locus, same fucking people. And there's a specific kind of depression documented almost exclusively in green-eyed patients. The condition doesn't have an official name. The case notes refer to it as the persistent sensation of having arrived from somewhere else. That's not a fucking metaphor, that's the clinical description from the patient files. Green-eyed patients at a statistically significant rate report a specific and recurring psychological experience, a deep bone-level certainty that the life they are living is not the one they were supposed to be in, the feeling of displacement, of being in the wrong fucking world. A psychiatrist named Dr. Isolde Kern at the Charité Hospital in Berlin catalogued 89 cases between 1931 and 43, all green-eyed, all presenting with the same core symptom. She described it as xenophrenia, foreign-mindedness. Her research was destroyed in the bombing of Berlin in 1944. The only surviving copies are held in private collection in Vienna. They have never been digitised, but the symptom keeps appearing. A 2017 survey of 3,000 adults with green eyes conducted by a psychology research group in Charles University in Prague found that 67% of respondents reported they described a feeling of fundamental incorrectness about their own existence. And the cross-cultural history of green eyes makes this fucking worse. In ancient Mesopotamia, in texts from Sumeria dated to approximately 2500 BCE, green-eyed people were described as Ilu Shari, which translates as those belonging to a different king. Not belonging to no king, belonging to a different one. In early medieval Irish mythology, the Tuatha De Danann, the supernatural race who inhabited Ireland before humans, were consistently described as green-eyed. When they retreated from the human world, they were said to have left some of their number behind, stranded, unable to go back to wherever the fuck they came from. There's a study that came out in the University of Freiburg in 2020 that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. It was a neuroimaging study looking at default mode network activity. That's the part of your brain that's active when you're not doing anything, just existing, just being yourself. In green-eyed subjects, the default mode network showed a specific and unusual activation pattern in the region associated with self-referential processing, the region that handles the question, who the fuck am I? In green-eyed subjects, that region was significantly more active at rest, not during tasks, just sitting there, just being alive. Their brains were working harder constantly on the question of who they are. The researchers didn't know what to fucking make of it. But pair it with Dr. Kern's xenophrenia cases, pair it with the 67% who feel a fundamental incorrectness, pair it with the Sumerian text and the Irish mythology and the random, inexplicable global distribution of a gene that has no fucking coherent geographic region. 2% of humans, scattered everywhere, no ancestral logic, with brains that work overtime on a question most people never need to even ask themselves. The question nobody has answered is what the fuck that means, where the green eyes came from, why the distribution is so fucking random, why the feeling of wrongness is so specific and so consistent. Green eyes might not be a variation, they might be a marker. But people ended up somewhere they weren't meant to be. And if that's true, the next question is whether whatever they came from knows they're here and whether it's lucky.